Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve here, back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news update in general, whatever you want to call it, and I try my best to get it out to you as fast as I can, but unfortunately I finish work around this time, Monday to Friday that is, and I can't really get in and get onto the computer to bring you the news. But thank you, before I get started, thank you to everyone who's been supporting my channel recently. It's been overwhelming, and I've met so many cool people, so many awesome people out there, and I'm trying my best to keep up with the comments, getting the interaction going, whether it's positive, negative, it doesn't matter to me, as long as there's a debate. I like debate. I still learn from some of you guys, so get commenting down there. Speaking about commenting, as you guys know, over the last couple of videos I have been running sort of like a comment interaction section, where if you comment and it's appropriate and it's to do with the current trend, Manchester United in general, I will pick it up and discuss it. So here we go. Without further ado, today's comment is from Diesel0786 in regards to my last video, which I uploaded yesterday, in regards to Dybala's potential transfer to Manchester United in a swap deal with Pogba, and I did ask that whether an Argentine will do well, and he says, I don't know mate, Argentine players never tend to do well consistently for United. Heinze, Rojo, even Di Maria, although I did love Veron and Tevez was exceptional. So first of all, thank you for that comment. Let's quickly catch up on this. To be frank, you are right, not for United at least. Argentines have not done too well. Heinze was pretty solid for us, and I respect that. Tevez was good, but he had a bit of a fallout. But in terms of in recent examples, Rojo being the current batch, you got Di Maria, not the best as well. So obviously I think there's a huge culture shock and climate change when Argentinians move over here, and Manchester doesn't have the best of weather, and there has been a lot of murmurs, especially in Di Maria's case, where he didn't enjoy the fact that the weather wasn't good and his house got robbed, etc, etc. So Dybala might struggle to kind of suit into United, and if that's answered your question, I don't believe Dybala will do that great, no matter how talented he is. He's a fantastic player, I think, but I think for United he might not do very well in terms of, say, Sergio Romero. He's been okay, I guess. He's been okay. But anyway, back into the main topic, and as always guys, leave a comment and I'll pick it up in my next upload and we'll discuss it. Back into the main comment, I'm sure you hit the thumbnail around Bruno Fernandes' latest transfer update. There has been a tweet and it has been up on a site which I'll discuss through Reddit. So it says from Matthew, I don't know who that is, but we'll discuss it. Update: the progression internally continues today. There you go. Sources says it shouldn't be long until this reaches a more comprehensive stage. Now to marketing. Secondary source like AWB is positive on Bruno Fernandes being a Manchester United player this window. So obviously, before we begin guys, I just want to make it clear that this sort of news is not coming out from anyone in reputable, and it's just rumors, and it's just a bit annoying. But if it is true, then it's good news for us if that tweet is true. And secondary sources, the ones that bought us the Aaron one, but Bissaka news is positive that Bruno Fernandes is going to be a United player very soon. What concerns me is that there hasn't been any credible sources coming through aside from a news that ran last week where his agent was in London to negotiate. And again, the press around UK, especially in regards to United, where they can sell papers, is not positive sign, guys. And you guys gotta be patient with news like this. I get news updates on a daily basis, almost every couple of hours. Bruno Fernandes this, Bruno Fernandes that, what did Pogba this, Pogba that. Unless you get it from a reputable source or tier 1 sources, which we're going to talk about in a bit, don't believe that much. And I do believe that if United were in for him, we should have wrapped him up quite quickly by now. There was another report, I don't know how truthful that is, and I don't really believe it, that we have offered him a roughly 100k a week. Contracts are agreed, it's just a matter of agreeing the fee, and the fee that Sporting is demanding is in and around £50 million. Now obviously various outlets were reporting it last week, but they are kind of all hanging in there, getting any crumbs, rehashing news, and just rehashing news without any solid sources. And so far, unfortunately, there hasn't been many solid sources, and we leave it as that. That's the latest sort of, if you want to call it an update on Bruno Fernandes. It's disappointing that we haven't. We're almost ending Tuesday and no news, fresh news come out, official news come out about this guy, and we're getting instead sources coming out. So personally, for me, I don't believe him. I mean, he's from a marketing team, and according to some comments, he did get the Daniel James or Aaron Wan-Bissaka right. Looking at the comments, he got the exact time of the announcement right, but there is a lot of people out there just spouting a lot of rubbish, and it's a shame that we should have got this done way earlier than normal. If it is true, now it's just everybody doesn't know who to go to, what to read or whatever, and they're just clutching at straws, you can say. And for me, unless a tier 1 comes out or an official news comes out, news like this, guys, I give you an advice, just stay away and read it, that's fine, but don't believe that much in it until a tier 1 or Sky Sports, BBC directly reports it, or United report it, but United to report the actual signing. But speaking of tier 1, so Mario Lemina, let's talk about him. So apparently, according to Simon Peach, who is a tier 1 journalist, now tier 1 journalists are pretty much legit. They work directly with United, they get news directly from the source. If you know Simon Stone, David Ornstein, they pretty much got a lot of United news right, and Simon Peach is one of them, and he is considered to be tier 1. He has reported that apparently, let me get this Reddit page, Red Cafe, and let me go. So you can see Simon Peach has said that they have inquired about Lemina. So Manchester United is one of the clubs that have inquired about Lemina, who's from Southampton. Sky Sports understands. Lemina has been given permission to speak to other clubs by Southampton, having not been included on their pre-season training camp in Austria. Southampton are aware of interest from a number of other clubs in the 25-year-old Gabon international, who has made 46 Premier League appearances for the Saints since arriving from Juventus in 2017. Now, Mario Lemina, we'll get to his stats a little bit, but Simon Peach is saying that we have made an inquiry, Arsenal have made an inquiry, and apparently Liverpool have made an inquiry about him. He has reported into training a bit overweight, and he hasn't had the last couple of years up and down seasons, and he's not considered part of the plans, to a point where he's been left behind. He's been left behind by the club, and we are apparently one of the clubs that are sniffing around there for a potential around £15 million fee. Now, for £15 million fee, I do not mind. It's a low risk, a very low risk, but not this type of player, man. I don't know what we're doing going after, with all due respect, this type of players. He will not take us to top 4, or not even help take us to top 4, and we're aiming players like that, and it's quite embarrassing, and it's quite worrying that tier 1 reporters are reporting players like Mario Lemina, and yet not reporting players like Bruno Fernandes, and we're just clutching at speculations and gossips. But if it is true, I will be very disappointed. Let's look at his stats, so you can see the stats come up on the screen. 23 games last season altogether, scoring 1 and assisting 1. Obviously, his primary position is a defensive midfielder, and I have seen some clips of him, to be honest, but I've read a lot about him. He is a biter. He's a box-to-box defensive midfielder who can play on the centre midfield and a right back. Apparently, he's got a lot of energy on him, and which is good to hear, but the quality, his technical ability, is he good enough for United? He's 25 years old. He cannot be a wonder kid. I mean, if he was like 18, 17 and we're getting him, and that's fine. But it's kind of worrying that we're aiming for players like that who I've never heard of, never seen play, and I'm sure many of you guys are in the same boat. But anyway, guys, this is about Mario Lemina. Let me know your thoughts on the comments below, what you think of this potential signing, and are you happy with him? Obviously, he'll definitely come in as a rotational player. Someone like Matic is giving way, probably a replacement for Matic, but we can do much better. We can do much better, and we're just haggling too much. But anyway, moving on to haggling a bit around Raiola and Paul Pogba. Yes, we all know that Paul Pogba has attended the preseason. He had that face on him, as if he's killed a rabbit or something, and His agent has come out to say this in TalkSport today, directly from the agent. The player has done nothing wrong. He has been respectful and professional. The club has known his feelings for a long time. It is a shame other people only like to criticize without the right information, and I'm also sorry that the club does not take any position against this. Now, Raiola is a cancer to sport. Agents like Raiola is a cancer to sport. Pogba, he's a good fella. I reckon he's a very good fella. Technically gifted, but I think he's been controlled by Raiola a bit too much. When he talks about he has been respectful and professional, what respectful and professional? He was away, Pogba was away and saying things like, it's time for a new challenge in the media. You know, that's not being respectful. That's not being professional. He can go for all he wants, but we are in a position of power in a sense that he's got 3 years left to run and we can demand a huge transfer fee. As a United fan, please, for the love of God, Woodward, anyone, whoever's controlling our transfer, for the love of God, in the flipping future, do not deal with agents like Raiola, because you know what he's going to do. We are practically a stepping stone towards someone like Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. Wherever Raiola can feel his fat bank, he will take that player there and he'll convince that player there. And is someone, FIFA, UEFA, Football FA, whatever, people need to get together and get rid of agents or put a limit or cap on these agents. Now, cap can be transfer fee, you know, they get £10 million, whatever, cap it. Or cap can be how many players they can own at one given time, cap it. Because players like agents like that are destroying players. They're turning young players into money hungry who's never achieved anything, who will never achieve anything close to, say, for example, past United greats. Paul Pogba will never achieve anything close to someone like Ronaldo, Paul Scholes, Beckham, Giggs, Keane. I can go on. Yet these players not even earning slither, you know, Ronaldo aside, but looking at Scholes, he wasn't even on £100,000, and look at what he was doing. Someone like Paul Pogba, who's like 25, he's yet to hit his peak in my opinion, and he's already £300,000 a week. He'll go to Madrid, he'll probably get £500,000 a week, and he's got another fat check in him, and I'm sure Raiola will take him. And speaking of Madrid, that's a rumor by the way, but it looks like Madrid or Juventus, but I'd rather him go back to Juventus. But anyway, speaking of Madrid, Paul Pogba is a type of player where he needs his ego stroked, right? The minute fans turn against him, he will have a fit, you can say. Do you think Madrid fans will be forgiving, like United fans like us? No. Madrid fans will rip you to shreds. We've seen that in the past. How will he react? It's as simple as that. You know, one for the thoughts. One is thinker. Just you know, comment below. You know, do you think Pogba should go? Where should he go? Do you think Madrid fans will treat him with respect or give him time like we did? And do you think agents like Raiola should be kept in the game? Appreciate everyone's comments, appreciate everyone's likes. If you like what you see, just hit the like button. If you dislike it, you know, straight up hit the dislike button, and explain, you know, in the comments below why you disliked it. Where did I go wrong, or where did the article go wrong, or where did the news in general go wrong? And I'm always interacting, as you can see in the comments below. In my previous videos, I'm always interacting. I'm always tight with the community. You know, hit me up on Twitter as well. You know, Twitter at DracoEvolve is there on the screen. And until then, guys, have a nice day, and I'll catch you guys in the next upload.